This is Marshall Zhukov, and here we are together again on YouTube. Right now, it's probably a rifle that some people may already recognize. We can see here what type of stock it has. We can also see here what kind of sights it has. And we can also see here, so far it's very unusual. This is a carbine, as we can tell by the sights on there, graduated only out to 1,000 meters. But it has a hex receiver, and it has imperial writing on it, and get a load of that date, 1895. That's correct. This is not an M38 carbine, but the hard-to-find 9138 carbine. I've featured one of these before, a 1905 Izhevsk. This happens to be an 1895 Tula. And there's two ways you know that it's a 9138 carbine. It's an antique, for one. The date and the writing gives it away. The hex receiver also kind of gives it away. However, we've got some particular markings on here. Get nice and zoomed in on there. We can see the T and the circle on the right and the arrow on the left. Those are check markings. The checks are the only ones that ever modified the 1891 infantry rifle, the very long infantry rifle. They basically cut these down, the M91s, to carbine length. The Czechs also were notorious for putting M44 stocks on there, whether they had a surplus of them or whatever the case. This is an M44 stock, which is definitely not uncommon with these rifles to have M44 stocks on them, in a very light and very nice stock. Now, maybe we can see some lines on here. Can barely see one right there, very light. As we move on further down, some more right there, some crisscross. Another one there, part of one right there we can see. It's probably highly suspect that this rifle was wrapped with like a twine or a string, and it's just some kind of a wear mark from it. Whether it was wrapped in a sack or like a waxy paper with cosmoline in it, I'm not sure. I bought it like this. It wasn't wrapped in any box or anything like that. But it is suspect that that is what those marks on the stock are from. Was the string or twine or cord or however it was wrapped up. Probably for storage, and it's still hard to say any production numbers on these, how many were made, and exactly when they were made. But the certain thing is, it is a Czech-only modification for the 9138 carbines. Now the Russians basically did the same type of deal, the 9159, which is actually a 9130 that was cut down to carbine length, but it retained the original length of the rear sights. They just had the sights from 20 all the way down to 10 milled off. The tang is also 1895 Tula. The date underneath the rear tang. So the receiver and barrel match, which is pretty cool. A very neat antique rifle. Don't see these all the time. That's one of the reasons I picked it up. I took a look at it and saw 1895 on there, and about had a poo in my pants. You can also get a look down the barrel for such an old rifle. It actually looks really good. Not bad at all.